It's too smart for me. Ah, they said it! I am confused. It's the same girl? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Death Note episode 12. Now, the last episode was just insane. We now have a new one. We have another one. We've got another Shinigami and Death Note wielder in this story, and it gives me a lot of concern. We know her name is Misa, and she seems kind of crazy, but in another type of crazy than Light. And she also got the Shinigami eyes. So she's a very dangerous sort of wild card that's now been thrown into already a very complex thing. And I think I just love the most that she could either be the thing that blows this case wide open. If Al can get to her first, he can learn about the Death Note, he can learn about the Shinigamis, he can figure out how Kira does his stuff, and then he can shut it down. On the other hand, if Light gets to her first, he could take her out and then secure his place as the real Kira. Or the more terrifying option that's been playing around in my mind, they could team up. He wouldn't have to sacrifice half his life for the Shinigami eyes, he could just use her. And that is so terrifying. I just think going into this, I've got to just let my nerves calm down and just enjoy learning about this new character. I'm hoping it goes deep into who she is, because from the brief intro we got from her, I would assume she's on the sociopathic side of things, and there's that side of crazy. We already know that she's given up half her life. She doesn't have that self-preservation quality. She didn't care. And then she's also killed innocent news anchors, not criminals. Then we also get to learn that she's wanting to meet Kira, she wanted to get his attention, and she's also prepared to kill him if it doesn't turn out well. So you have Light, who is the psychopath. He thinks what he's doing is morally right. He thinks he's on a righteous path, and of course we know it's wrong, which means he's psychopathic. Whereas Misa seems to not care. She knows what she's doing is wrong and does it anyway. Sociopathic. And I kind of like that we might be exploring these two types of crazy in this, and I just can't wait to see how it gets further explored and how they utilize the Death Note. But yeah, I'm so excited to get into this. But as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. Got to study this now. Where are the Shinigami? How many are there? I know she was in this. Misa. Are there any others that I need to be paying attention to? Is that her? Blue hair? I think the same hairstyle, but blue. Yeah, we know. We've seen all these characters. Oh, here we go. I cannot count all of them, but there's a lot. Great. I didn't catch if the one that Misa has is in that. So it could just be filler. Maybe. Maybe they're not all going to be part of this. Is that her? Is that different hair color again? Misa we see is blonde. She looks brunette there. So that could be another one altogether.
He'd like you to help with the investigation. If you're still interested, then you need to come here right away.
This also means Ryuk is going to be there too. It's going to be so interesting.
Which means I can learn more about this other Kira. I need to figure out what this imposter is all about before someone else...
I do wonder if he can get sort of too obsessed with the other Kira and forget to cover his own tracks. That could be fun.
I'll have to ask that you call me Ryuzaki here.
I'm Matsui.
I'm Aihara.
Are you using fake names? Tell me you're using fake names.
For security reasons, you're not permitted to take notes, and all materials must remain here.
Very good, very good. Yep. I've got to be testing him though, still.
Light.
Please tell me the dad's getting suspicious. He's getting smarter. Maybe he can notice things.
Cannot tell him that we're considering the possibility of a second Kira.
Are you serious? But wouldn't that make working together a bit...
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
Curious to see what his impression of these tapes will be. Light's deductive reasoning is really quite incredible.
Yeah, how can you use that?
Basis for the second Kira theory is that the victims of these recent killings were minor criminals who don't fit the normal profile.
Oh, so the news anchors were criminals.
Something different happening here. Recall that Mr. Ukita was killed the moment he...
There we go.
And this Kira demanded only that I appear on TV, but made no request for my name.
Yep, they only need the face.
The second Kira only needs to see a person's face to kill them. So I'll ask Light to look over all of our information, as well as our video.
So will Light figure that out? Because if he hides it, that would almost give it away.
And the way things are going, if I comply with this new subject's demands and appear on TV in 3 days, there's a very good chance I will.
You absolutely will. Don't do it.
Can't see the real Kira jeopardizing such an easy opportunity to get rid of me.
Okay, that's interesting. So will Light actually do this?
We'll inform him that we are investigating the possibility of a copycat and have him cooperate with us as planned.
Okay, I'm gonna get so lost. It's too smart for me.
This video is so mediocre. It's making me sick to my stomach.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's because I'm the real one, but this is a complete disgrace to everything Kira stands for.
Anger in his, like, internal monologue.
To explain this video to me, well, in any case, I'd be stupid to comment.
Can you overthink things?
Probably best if I say nothing. If I just leave it alone, Elle dies.
Ah! He's gonna fall for the trap.
Have you come to any conclusions?
Damn, it's a test.
No!
It's hard to say for sure, but there might be another person out there with Kira's power.
Gotta be kidding me. No. Buying time, being self-preservative.
And since we've established that he needs a name and face to kill, it makes you wonder how he was able to kill that detective and those two officers right outside the
They were so close. Was it Al just trying to get an answer out of him? Was that it?
That was incredible, Light. Now any doubts about you should be
No.
It wasn't my intention to test you. The truth is, if I was the only one who thought there was a second Kira, it wouldn't be too convincing.
So yeah, okay. Defense for everything.
Illusion makes the theory that much more believable. As expected, you did not disappoint us.
His face is just unwavering and so difficult to read.
First, we must focus on stopping this copycat. From what we've seen, he sympathizes with the real Kira, but clearly lacks his sophistication.
Yeah, but Light still wants L to be shoved on TV and killed.
We could lure him into a trap by sending our own message from the real Kira. Oh, and Light, I would like you to play the part of the real Kira.
Excellent. Make him play the role.
You're the only one I can think of who'd be able to pull something like this off.
I love it.
At any rate, we don't have time to...
This is either gonna force him to be awkward and try and not play the part naturally, but if he plays it too good, oh no, it's him!
Damn him. He must have been planning this from the beginning. It's the only reason I'm here.
Thank you, Elle. I love Ryuk's laugh now. Can Ryuk just laugh at all of Light's misfortune here? I would love that.
I figured if I was him, I'd probably demand that you be killed. I was improvising.
Sure you were. I really hope Elle's suspicions are growing. I just assume it is. He's smart. He'll get it.
An anonymous individual has contacted us claiming to be the real Kira.
This will confuse the public. This is good.
I would also like to mention that the NPA has granted us permission to air this video. Is this the real Kira?
This is probably going to encourage a bunch of other people to start saying they're Kira too.
I am Kira,
It worked! I knew he'd answer me.
the true Kira.
Okay, and you're happy with this.
The purpose of this message is to communicate my will to this imposter.
This is creepy. This is super creepy room. Wow.
Only because I believe he wishes to cooperate with me in the creation of a new world.
A Grim Reaper statue?
That he refrain from killing aimlessly, and that he agree to abide by my basic principles.
Mother Mary? This room is confusing to me.
I'm going to reply to him, of course.
Several days later.
We have a reply from the second Kira.
So they're actually in communication now. Find her.
Kira, thank you for your reply. Please do not worry. I will follow orders and do as you say.
Okay, so now Kira has a loyal henchman.
If this fake had any idea what my wishes were, he'd insist that Elle appear on TV and then kill him anyway. How could you fall for something like this?
Okay, yeah. Like the friction, like the conflict between these two. Hopefully they can't work together.
I don't think you have the eyes, but you don't have to worry. I would never try to kill you. That's a promise.
Looking around, the eyes.
Thinking, talking about Shinigami eyes in a public message like this.
It's amazing.
What's this having the eyes supposed to mean? Is it a code?
It's the lingo for the inside nose.
Please tell me how I can meet you without the police.
He knows. He's figuring it out. Eyes are different.
We can confirm our identities by showing our Shinigami to each other.
Shinigami?
Ah, they said it.
If I don't do something about him quickly.
Elle, what are you doing?
Ryuzaki!
I am confused.
Am I supposed to believe that? That Shinigami actually
Is
exists?
it throwing you off? No way. This can't throw him off. Please, no. Please, no. He just got the biggest info. You don't even have to find Misa. You now know Shinigami. You just can put Death Note, eyes, everything.
Am I supposed to believe that? That Shinigami actually exists?
You got one in the room with you.
Obviously they don't exist.
Yes, that's right, Ryuzaki. Listen to yourself. Of course Shinigami don't.
The eyes.
You're probably right, but I remember that Kira had those prisoners write something suggesting the existence.
Yes, a mistake.
Perhaps we're dealing with the same person after all.
No, you're not.
That would definitely explain why we're hearing the same word.
Don't. You were smart. Stop it.
It's highly unlikely he would have responded to our video in the first place. And why would he agree to let Elle live after going to all the trouble of getting him?
This is throwing Elle off, hasn't it? His eyes.
Kiddo wants him dead, so it doesn't make sense.
And maybe there's some other...
He's stabilized. His thinking working. What's he doing?
They could have already met and decided to use the word Shinigami as a way to confuse us.
No.
No, I'd say that's unlikely.
Come on, take it as real. Take it as reality.
The copycat has his own agenda and is acting independently of the first.
Yeah, come on.
I believe his actual motivation is to meet the original.
Excellent, you're getting it.
Probably means that they'd confirm their identities by somehow demonstrating their ability to kill.
Don't you dare, don't lose this.
Yes, that's it.
No!
We can assume that the word Shinigami must hold some other meaning that only the real Kira and the second.
No, L's been thrown off. It's quite literal. Think of the eyes part.
We can't make it too obvious that we're asking, otherwise he'll realize we're not Kira.
From now on, it's best that we leave it up to the two Kiras.
You're going to broadcast that message.
We'll arrange to have this reply broadcast today on Sakura's 6 o'clock news. Naturally, this will be of interest to
And light gets thrown into it. It's so confusing. There's like 3 different Kiras being thrown around. The fake, 2 fakes, and now this. Oh dear.
This is good for us, because it means that the real Kira may feel pressured to respond this time.
Yes, and that falls to light. So what does he do?
Ideally, this could provide us with the physical evidence we'll need to build a case against.
You can't even build a case here. That's the thing. You've got literally. You're just trying to find anything to like even find the guy, but you also need to sort of build a convincing case to actually get him arrested.
Beautiful. Just like that. Perfect.
You're a model?
I'm telling you, these are gonna knock him dead. You look like a little angel, Misa.
An angel of death?
That shoot went on forever. Modeling takes a lot of energy. Hey, Rem.
Rem, that's your name.
You could give a death note to Kira because he somehow found a way to sneak an extra one past the Shinigami King.
Shinigami King? What?
The Shinigami King isn't someone who's easily fooled. It doesn't happen often.
Who's the Shinigami King? We haven't met them yet.
That I'm one of the few in the Shinigami realm who knows how to kill another of my kind.
Huh? What?
That's how I ended up with 2.
Wait. You killed a Shinigami and then you gave his notebook to me, right?
So Ryuk did the same thing.
I just happened to be around when he died. It was coincidence, really.
There's a lot of information in, like, what, 5 seconds?
I have to know. Well?
Never repeat this to anyone.
We're not gonna hear it, it's gonna cut away.
I learned the only way to kill a Shinigami is to make them fall in love with a human.
Oh, interesting.
What a beautiful way to kill.
Oh, yep, you are sociopathic. Okay.
Jealous wanted nothing more than to look at her as she went about her daily.
Is this guy gonna die? He's looking at her very intently.
Her last day alive.
She looks so full of life. I wonder why today it's just not fair.
This is a really interesting perspective on the Shinigami. Thinking it's not fair.
I also wanted to find out how she was going to die, so I stayed and watched with him.
Hit by a car or something, isn't it?
It was nighttime and she was walking alone. No one else was around, and then it happened.
Oh, no. Mugged.
Appeared and blocked her path. He was clearly infatuated with the...
Oh, no, it's worse.
Watching you, I want to protect you forever.
She'd never seen the man before, and of course, turned him down.
Oh, no. This is so sad. I'm actually seeing the Shinigami be sad about it too.
I'll kill us both!
She dies. She's gonna die. I can't have hope.
Wait, stop it. What are you doing?
What?
Without even thinking, Jealous did something that we Shinigami must never do.
Ooh. You stopped her from dying. You interfered. She's still at the end of her life. What happens now? She's at the end of life. You stopped it from ending. This is how she was always going to die. Whoa, no. She lives?
And therefore saved the girl's life. Shinigami exist only to shorten and take human life. We aren't permitted to undo that which is...
The language, it sounds like someone's ordering them. It's a king. Shinigami can die. And crumbles to dust.
And disappeared forever. He died.
Oh.
The only reminder of his existence was his death note.
So what happens when they reach the end of their death note? Well, I'm so like, ooh. Do they get death notes from the king of the Shinigami?
The rest of his lifespan was added to hers, so not only had he saved her life, he'd accidentally extended it well beyond its natural...
Okay, but could that mean she's immortal or something?
So if he'd never fallen in love with this girl, he'd probably still be alive today, wouldn't he?
This is such a weird perspective, and I am loving this. Ryuk. Could Ryuk grow attached to light and save him at some point?
But it was a Shinigami who saved my life that day.
Yes, Jealous loved you enough to die for you.
It's the same girl?
Note is now yours to keep.
It's the same one!
For a Shinigami to die, they have to love a human enough that they'd prevent their death from...
My head hurts.
You're not in love with me, are you? Be honest.
Just forget it. You really think you can kill me that easily?
Okay, you're not in love.
At least now I have something interesting to tell Kira. But I wonder, does he know?
He just said, don't tell this to anyone.
I asked him on TV to find a way for us to meet each other, but he hasn't replied to me yet. Maybe I should just send him another message.
I know, skip broadcast, be patient.
I can't allow this second Kira to act on his own for much longer. He's careless, so it's only a matter of time before he slips.
Yes, and expose you completely. This will only be the start.
Something to start.
Wait, there's no meeting now? Are they doing it?
Strawberry sundae, please.
Of course. Be right back.
Let me guess, order strawberry sundae. That'll be the clue.
How can I contact the second Kira without El noticing?
It's not it. It's not it. This is just completely random.
I can't wait to meet Kira.
They're in the same place.
What kind of person are you, imposter?
You've got to be kidding.
I wonder, what kind of person are you, Kira?
More mirroring. Okay, so, oh dear. L mirrors light and light mirrors Misa. Oh dear. Oh, and it ends. Okay. This had a lot of big reveals. Shinigami can die. That's what this teaches me. And the way it happens is rather beautiful. They fall in love, but they stop someone from reaching the natural end of their life. I'm trying to think of like how this works and the rules beyond what we know of the Shinigami. They say they only exist to shorten lives and to just take them. That's it. That's what it's meant to do. And falling in love isn't just the standard thing. So one of them could fall in love but still let the person die. But this is just very, very interesting. And now my mind is just played with the idea that Ryuk could become attached, because they said that they don't get attached, or at least that's what Ryuk says, that they don't get attached. That's just hiding what can actually happen to a Shinigami. That also means Ryuk has seen another Shinigami die and taken their death note, so that's what he's done. And that he's given that to Light, I think. He has two. That means he's done things, or he's seen things, or he's done whatever. You also have a Shinigami King, who I'm guessing is the one that's laid out these rules. But then who determines how long people have to live? There was a set time for this woman to die. Then she was given more time, and so she was given a set amount of time to die. But we also learned that I think it is this woman. It's Misa. She is the same one. And then this Shinigami has come down to check it out and see what on earth is going on here. And that also means she's probably not in danger of dying anytime soon, because she got a bunch of years from the Shinigami that saved her, meaning she probably was immortal, and now she could just have a regular lifespan. So that's fun. So she ain't gonna die anytime soon then. But it's interesting that the natural lifespan accounts for it being taken by someone else. Murder. You'd almost assume natural lifespan would be just dying of old age, maybe an illness, a sickness, something like that. Something natural, not interfered by someone else. But that actually counts. There's also set up more interesting possibilities. Imagine Light tries to kill Misa, writes her name in the death note. But then what if Rem writes Light's name in his death note? What would that do? Would that cancel things out? Like, I'd assume Misa would die, but no, because then Rem would stop it from dying by killing Light, but then he would die. It's a very confusing and interesting thing, but I am just got so many questions. We're built on the Shinigami so much. Beautiful way for them to die. Gotta admit, yeah, it's a beautiful way to die. Giving up their own life to save someone else. Yeah, it's a sacrifice. It's them falling in love and not wanting them to die. So there is some beauty to the Shinigami. I wonder if by the end of this there can be like an actual beauty to them where they can fix who they are. But if their whole existence is to take life, can they not give maybe a portion of that to someone? They could fix themselves by giving portions of their lives to those about to die. That could be something. That could be like a nice way to end this instead of just a lot of death. This whole thing is surrounded by death, and it's just either way, either Light or Elle at the end of this is gonna die. You know it is, and I just can't figure out who it could be. I want Light to die, then is that making me as bad as Light, considering it's judging him? I don't know. It's just terrifying. It's just nuts. And now we have a new one in there. We've got more rules on the Shinigami. Now this could also mean Ryuk dies. My head hurts so much. But anyway, I guess other things in this episode. Light joins the task force, so that's happening. They tested him, and the suspicion seems to be cleared, unless Elle is smart. He's a smart cookie. I'm sure he's got this. He knows how to play the game. He knows Light is making the right moves to keep himself as unsuspected as possible, and he can pick up on that. He'll be fine. He's got this. His suspicions aren't cleared. Yagami's has, but Elle hasn't. Elle still got it on. But I am so annoyed. They basically gave away the Shinigami thing. The eyes, the saying Shinigami, god of death. They said it all. And Elle was he was on the cusp of realizing it. But then Kira manages to just let it wash away and explain it away. So annoyed with that. This could have blown it so wide open. They could have got it. My only hope is that Elle can just keep this in the back of his mind, consider it, don't flat out ignore it. Just hold on to it or something, please. But now you also have Light and Misa trying to meet, which is kind of a disaster, honestly. Hopefully, I mean, so far it looks hostile. It looks hostile. Light wants to get rid of her because he knows how sloppy she is and that it's going to expose both of them in the end. So he wants to eliminate her. But then you also have the chance, if you can control her, then it gives him the eyes without having to give up his own life. That would be very bad. And I don't know if he's considered that yet. But she's mentioned she has the eyes, so that does make concern. Whatever the case, the future looks very bad and very tense. A lot of things happening. You've added this like interesting possibility where Shinigami can fall in love with a human, but then that can kill them if they decide to try and save them. And it would result in giving their own years up to save this person. It also lets us know that Ryuk has seen someone die and he's claimed their death note for himself. I'm just lost. It's getting too smart for me. So much is happening every episode. It's difficult to keep up, honestly. All I know is that the possibilities just keep expanding, and now you have Misa, you have so much, you have Shinigami stuff. I just want L to figure it out already. Can he? Like, he was so close. It's just insane how good this story is and how much I want to just keep watching for when they finally do figure it out. Alrighty then, to begin, a lot happens in this episode and I'm still processing it. I'm not sure I'm going to ever be finished processing it because each episode just does something even more nuts than the last. But just focusing on Light, do things one at a time. Focusing in on Light. He gets into the task force, he's there, and they test him and he annoyingly passes the test. Things are going well for him, that's what we're learning here. He made the right move in saying there was a second Kira, and he's putting off the idea of L going on live TV. So that is good. I mean, it's good for L, it's good for like just goodness in general. It's bad for Light, but at least he's playing the game. So he's getting more of the power back, he's able to find more opportunities here. He was backed into a corner, but now he's managing to claw his way out. And it's partly thanks to Misa's involvement. If she wasn't there, I felt like he would be done by now, or at least he would be having a much more difficult time. Misa being here has allowed him more opportunity and more room to work and just get himself out of trouble. And all he has to do is just not let L die yet. That's all he's got to do. I think I'm just happy with how angry he is. So while he is getting more room to work, he is getting angrier. It seems like he really does hate Misa for what she's doing, this fake Kira. So I'm just hoping that will stick there and he will just really loathe her when they do end up meeting, because that's what's coming. He's gonna have to try and meet this other Kira, and maybe he can just really hate what they're doing and there won't be a team up, because my biggest fear now is that they team up. They'd be kind of unstoppable together because she has the eyes, and kind of she's unstoppable alone, but like Light has the plan. No, Light has the intellect, so that, yeah, they would be absolutely a nightmare to deal with. And I'm just glad there seems to be a lot of friction already. He does not like her, he does not like what she is doing and what her influence is having on the whole Kira brand, essentially. And ultimately she poses a big risk to him. She is sloppy, she isn't as careful with what she does. She gave away Shinigami and the eyes thing. If anything, he would want to take her out the minute he sees her, because then he no longer has to worry about the whole being exposed. So I'm happy with that. While he's clawing out of his corner, he is, I think, getting consumed by the idea of what this person is having an effect on with Kira, and he's missing the opportunity that is there, that he could use her. Right now he's just fixated on getting rid of her. Happy with that. And L, probably my most annoying part of this episode, he got told Shinigami, God of Death, the ice, he got it all. He basically had the answers, and then Light manages to twist it around and make him accept that it's a code word. God, so annoying. He had it. He had it. It was exposed. It was done. He can now start looking at the supernatural side of all of this. He would have figured it out. You could look online and just probably find out what Shinigamis do. He would have had it. At that point, all you got to do is just try and raid Light's house and look for a death note. If something blows up, you got it. I'm just so annoyed that he's now just looked past it. I'm really hoping that the big reaction he gave means that he's now considering it. That reaction is exposing him from just regular normal life to accepting supernatural stuff, and he just played it off when Light is the one that's telling him it's only a code word. He doesn't trust Light. Hopefully he's still got it rattling around in his head and he will stick with it. I need him to. I can't wait till later down the line maybe he figures it out and then it's like, oh, I really should have listened earlier. Let him believe it now. He's smart enough. He's got to be smart enough. But then again, I also do think L made a mistake here in that he had a test prepared for Light. He was going to test him to see if he would sort of say that this is another Kira or if it was the same one. If he said that it was the same Kira, it would have exposed him and made him look even more suspicious. It would have skyrocketed his chance of being the real Kira, because there's so much obvious differences that Light should be able to pick up on. And he was just about to do it. He was going to do it, but then L came in and basically said, oh, what do you think now that you've seen them? That push led him to realize it's a test. He knew that L wanted him to say something, and wanted something out of him. He was looking at what he was going to say. If you left it alone and went to do something else and just asked, oh, what did you think of the tapes? It would have exposed him. So Elle made a mistake there, and that is, again, it's another annoying bit. The power is slowly shifting back to Light. He's getting more control over things, and while Elle is taking too long to act on the power that he had. Then Misa, very confusing and just a lot going on with her. She is a model. Her room is interesting. There's like the Mother Mary picture there, plus a bunch of the Grim Reaper. It's an interesting choice, I'll say that. Definitely got a fixation around death. That's very clear. Maybe she has the whole fixation around the Mother Mary being like virgin birth, and then I guess just resurrection intertwined with all of that. Maybe that's something. But we also learn that she was the girl with the red hat. She was the one that Jealous fell in love with and gave his years to. So she would have lived for a very, very long time, but then she decided to cut that in half and give those years to Rem so she could get the eyes. So she probably lived just a normal amount of time then, unless Jealous really stored up a bunch of years, but it probably means she ain't dying anytime soon. And now this does beg the question, what happens to the years that Light is taking, right? Because I don't think that's been fully answered yet. We know when Ryuk takes a life, those years get directly given to him. We now know that when a Shinigami takes a life that they shouldn't, their own years get given to the person they save. So when Light ends someone earlier than they should, where do those years go? They don't go to Light, so I'd assume they go to whoever actually owns that death note. Apparently, it might not be Ryuk, that's the thing. Ryuk has 2 death notes. One he's given to Light, one he holds himself. One of them belonged to another Shinigami that seems to have died. So where did those years end up going? Maybe they go back to that Shinigami and bring him back to life? Maybe? I don't know. We would assume maybe Jealous is around or out there and just came back to life after Misa started writing in his death note again. I don't know, but it seems like an interesting thing. Why is that not being said? Where do those years go? That seems like a very good question to ask. If they're very clearly defining where certain years go through Misa and all of this stuff, where do the ones that humans write down, where do those years go? Yeah, then just looking at Misa as a character, she's quite fun. I do like her. Of course, she's a sociopathic murderer, but she has a lot of levity to her. She feels light. And that, of course, just a cool juxtaposition where she's surrounded by death, but she's come out of it all happy and doolally. But she, again, is a good mirror to Light. Both of them are at the end scene. Again, it's mirroring, it's parallels, showing that they can't wait to finally meet this person, to see what they're like. They're looking forward to this meeting. The parallels that they do in this is just phenomenal. First with Elle and Light, and now it's just cool to see more with Light and Misa. I can't wait to see if that will go further. Will these parallels lead them to actually befriending one another and working together? That's the scary bit. They have a conflict, but if they're starting to be similar, they could find common ground. That is worrying. That is very worrying. The fact they've mirrored here before their meeting could mean that does happen, and that scares me. Then we got some interesting stuff on the Shinigami, and a lot that's very confusing to me. I think first off we get dropped of a Shinigami king, so that is interesting, that's something. Seems like he's the one that permits things and gives out death notes, I'm assuming. But then who is the king of the Shinigami? What is he like? And he doesn't allow them to go and interfere with the human world, but some manage to slip by. That is interesting. I want to meet them. I want to know what this all is. I'm very interested to just get more info on the whole Shinigami realm and whatever's going on there. Then we also learn that the Shinigami can die. They have a way to die and be killed. So they're basically just a thing they're like a parasite. They absorb years from others so that they don't die. So of course they could expire. They can die. There's a way to speed it up. And it's through their own choice. They have to choose to save someone, to go against someone's natural end date and transfer their years to that person. Of course, that really concerns me because now we have 2 people with Shinigami. And for this to be established means it's going to happen. They've said it. If it wasn't going to happen, they wouldn't have said it. So that means either Ryuk or Rem is going to give their years to Misa and Light, or some other, who knows, we know there's probably going to be more. It means some other thing could happen. There could be another Shinigami that's falling in love with someone and giving them the death note and is going to save them at some point. Don't know yet, but the rule has been established and it will be carried out. Now, I absolutely hate to imagine that this could be how this story goes. Light could eventually get captured, right? And it could be the world is spectating his execution. The person that's been doing all these murders could finally be put to death. Then Ryuk decides that he's had a lot of fun, but it's come to an end, and he decides, okay, let's let the fun go on a little longer, even without me. And he basically just writes that Light will live no matter what, and will save him from what's about to happen. He might kill the executioner, which then would just put a lot of fear into everyone watching, and actually that would make Light a god. That would do it. If Ryuk basically stops Light's execution, that would make him a god. People would view him as unkillable from that point on. He would have a lot of years left. He would have all of Ryuk's years. That's another interesting thing. So this one, so we saw Misa was about to be killed, and that was her end date. That was the natural ending to her life. Someone was going to take it and she would die. The years represented that. Then she got a bunch of extra ones. So does that mean if someone tried to kill her again, it wouldn't work and she'd just miraculously live because she has all those years? It's just a very confusing concept, but I love how confusing it is. But this is definitely how Light becomes a god. He somehow has to make Ryuk fall in love with him or just get attached to the point where Ryuk would give up his own years for Light. And the possibility is now there. It could happen. Then just thinking about the meeting. They are in the same room at the end. They are basically next to each other and they have no idea. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when they do meet. Because right now it could go either way. You have no idea. There's no way to predict it. They put in a bunch of they put the things they give out. Light doesn't like her right now, but the parallels and mirroring they did at the end make it seem like they could have common ground. That's what they do. That's the details this presents to the audience, where Light may be really against her right now, but the fact that they have similarities means that could be built on. So it's currently like a back and forth between are they similar enough to get along, or is Light's hate strong enough to just ignore those similarities. We also kind of get to see her have similarities with Elle with the sweets that the sweet stuff that she was eating, because Elle does that a lot and she was having the strawberry sundae thingy. It is just concerning. I think they've done a great job at integrating her into becoming a very good main character, because she feels that because even though she's been absent for like 10 episodes, she already feels like a good, strong main character in just 2 episodes that we've seen her. So I cannot wait to get more on her and just how this meeting will go. I think I'm definitely looking forward to see how the Shinigami stuff works there, because it's them two meeting, and they also need to show each other they're Shinigamis, and I have no clue how that would function. Then I just want to talk about opportunity, because that is something this show does very well. They'll back characters into corners, and they'll have something happen, which won't be an immediate answer, but it provides a path. It basically, someone gets shoved into a corner, but then a wall gets knocked down, and it's their choice to basically move through it. It's done it so well, and it seems like each episode something new gets presented and more opportunity gets added. This one is the fact that Shinigami can die. That's an opportunity that can be utilized. Misa knows about it. She could tell other people. She's even apparently thinking about telling Light this, which could impact his whole thing with Ryuk. I just can't wait to see what opportunity presents itself in the next episode, because I'm assuming the next episode is going to have to be their meeting. What's going to happen there with this opportunistic theme that's been going on? I'm assuming it's going to end up with them working together. My biggest fear is going to come real, isn't it? I should just expect the worst always. And they're going to end up working together, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to get an opportunity and they're going to work together. But I think I'm starting to understand how this story works in just how the writer lays things out to hint at different things. Because the way they do it is just genius. It's not like foreshadowing. They don't hint at things for the future. They just provide opportunities, let the audience realize where those different opportunities can lead, and one of those will be the answer. So now, the opportunity is, Light can either take out Misa or work with her. Those are the opportunities. And I think the safe bet is just to assume the worst. He's going to end up working with her. I think that's how it is. I think you just have to just assume the absolute worst and just look through all the possibilities that come with this. Then looking specifically at what's next and the next episode, I think just looking at Elle, I want him to he's lost the power here. He's got thrown off, which is really annoying to see. I need to see him get back on, but it makes sense. He got very good in the previous couple episodes, exposing himself to Light. He made the bold moves and he started getting closer. Makes sense that they need to throw him off a bit before he can get back on and just try and find who that Light is actually Kira. But while that is good, it's still annoying because he was so close, and it's a shame to see him lose this because I'm rooting for Elle. I want him to win. Then that also means Light is getting stronger. He's getting more opportunities. He's getting things to do, and has time to work out a plan. So I think the next episode is going to be big. I'm assuming that's going to have to be when the meeting happens, and it will determine whether or not Light and Misa work together. In that case, I don't see what Elle can do. He's just determined that these two have very good powers. They have the same powers, but they are not currently working together. And he's basically orchestrated their meeting. That feels like a very bad idea. Why would you do that? Why would you put very powerful individuals together? I mean, maybe he hopes that they can try and destroy each other, but that's a very flimsy risk to try and do. What he should try and do is keep them as separate as possible and let the confusion and chaos that them both claiming to be Kira would cause. And I think that's part of him sort of messing up here. He needs to mess up for the story to continue, because if he was just a perfect genius, Light would be captured by now. He has to mess up a little bit, and when he does mess up, it's going to be catastrophic. But yeah, overall, this episode was just really nice. I just love that even though there's a lot of talking episodes with not much happening, they're able to get a lot across. Like again, with Naomi's episode, that was basically just her having a conversation with Light. That entire thing was just built so well and just had so much tension sewn throughout. Here, it's a lot of talking, but we're getting a lot of revelations. The Shinigami name drop, the eyes, Misa's conversation with Rem, and just everything that revealed. It's so entertaining, even though it's a lot of exposition. Now my hope is that we've basically been building a lot of exposition for a while now. The action did happen in the last episode, but I wouldn't say it's as big as Naomi's. I'm trying to find patterns within this show. Like Naomi's was such a beautifully built up story, following Ray Pemba, the FBI, then building all the way up to Naomi. That was done so well. I'm trying to see if that's repeating. Because after Naomi's, it flipped. The whole tone of the show changed. So I'm wondering, is that gone back to the starting point? Now they're going to build it up again into something big. And I'm waiting to see when that does happen, because here, things are building. It was still on the exposition side of things. Naomi's was done very well in just, I need to figure out the structure of that as well. Because the episode before, again, it was a lot of talking, but then it ended with the idea that she's going to die. Then the next episode, she died right at the end, after following her through the entire tension-filled episode. I don't think we're at that point yet, but it feels like we're definitely building up to the bigger, heart-wrenching, action-y bit where something big does happen. I don't think it was last episode, because that didn't even involve Light. I feel like it has to involve Light. But I think it could happen soon, where they do this Naomi-level thing that is just the result of everything that's been building since Naomi's death. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for episode 13. See ya!